You'll never believe how we get these on here. And today we're gonna make a little wine glass or a little cup using Murrini cane. Okay, these are what Murrini cane are. For those of you that don't know, they are layers of glass put together and then stretched out to reveal an intricate pattern on the inside after you cut them open. So they're usually a long cane, and then we slice it into little sections, and then we warm up the little sections, like on the hot plate here, to apply them to our clear glass that we're going to use, or colored glass. There's many different ways to go about this. This is just one way, okay? Hot plate, basically graphite on there to keep that warm so that it's less likely to crack or pop as I roll that up onto my layer of glass. So with that, we're going to get started. I like to blow through my blowpipe always, make sure there's no obstructions. I'm going to get some glass on here out of our furnace. Our furnace again runs at 2125 degrees. And the glass we're melting is oceanside glass. Probably one of my favorite glasses out there right now. All right, so we've got some glass, pulled it off the pipe. We're ready to apply our cane. So that's going to happen now. I'm just going to give it a little roll. All right, we got them all on there. Now we need to work on melting that smooth. In order to do that, I'll heat, roll a couple times. The rolling is important, I feel like, because the Murrini cane likes to pool up. So by rolling, it kind of flattens it out a little bit and presses it lightly onto your gather. So you can see how that's happening now. So again, one more time, probably maybe even two more times. We're gonna add another layer of clear over the top of this for volume so we can make a cup. And I like to have my cane completely smooth, otherwise you'll trap little bubbles around it. So same deal, we're just gonna smooth it all out. I'm gonna do a high to low, shorten it back up a little bit. It's getting a little long. This is kind of where we're at now. Look how smooth that is. Probably one more time of heating and rolling so I can get a bubble in there. I'm gonna create a starter bubble inside, which means I'm gonna blow in the pipe, trap there with my thumb, and then wait for that bubble to push through there to create a hollow cavity on the end. That's kind of the beginning of the blowing process for us. Give it one more quick roll. Here we go. And now we wait. You can see that coming out nice and evenly. And then we release when it's big enough. All right, so now we've got our bubble in there. Got our cane on there. It's looking pretty good. That one's looking real nice. Okay, so in order for us to get a gather on here, we have to let it cool down a little bit. So we're just letting this chill a little. Then I'm going to layer glass over the top of this so that we have enough volume to make a cup. I'm also gonna get a paper out in case I need a paper, the bottom of this cup as I'm blowing it out. Really important to get your stuff out before you need it. I should have already been out there, but I forgot. Okay, here we go. Let's get a layer on there and make a cup. All right, so you can kind of see the cane floating in there. It looks super cool. It's also a cool way to make paperweights too. Maybe we'll do that some other time. Tune in. Okay, here we go. Block, shape it a little bit. Looks pretty nice. Again, same deal. Cooling. All right, so now I'm ready to start shaping this into our cup. We're gonna make probably just a little short cup, nothing too long. When I roll on the marber, I'm doing multiple things. I'm cooling certain areas, also shaping them at the same time. All right, a little roll, low marber first, kind of shore up that moil area. Now up high, cool that bottom a little bit. And then I'm gonna blow. And then again, I don't want it to blow too much. I want to keep shaping and then blowing depending on what's going on. This keeps your bubble nice and even. All right, so that's kind of where we're at now. Looking pretty good. We're gonna do that one more time. Quick roll. And then quick blow. All right, now we're gonna start our jack line. The jack line is a separation point for every piece that we make in here. I'll probably do a little jack line, hook up my blow hose, take another heat, and then finish it. So next step is, as I said, the jack line using the jacks. I'm coming in and cutting a little area where it's gonna separate from the pipe. This is the top of the cup, this is the bottom of the cup. So I've got that started. Hook up my blow hose. Then we're gonna take another heat. I'll jack line again while blowing a little bit, and then I'll shape and blow at the same time, okay? All right, here we go. A little bit of air there. So we got a little shape happening there, right? A little wine looking shape. So we're gonna do that one more time. Notice the angles that I was in, right? This angle here to get that tumbler shape. Then I'm actually gonna do this and blow a little bit. And I feel like that puffs this area out a little. Maybe I have enough heat to flatten. Yeah, I think I do. So just kind of smooth that out. I'm gonna go back in, flash, and then heat only the bottom so I can flatten that out a little bit better. Quick flash, heat the whole thing so it's been out for a while. And then just on the bottom so that that's mainly the part that gets more malleable than the rest. All right, so a little more pressure on here. That gives us a nice rounded bottom, a flat edge. So I think we're ready for the transfer. So at this stage, I'm gonna hook a pipe up here, break it off of here, and open the other end, and then we're gonna get it off the pipe. Give this a quick flash. Since I'm working by myself today, I have a pipe hanger that I'm gonna use. You saw my other partner, the blow hose. Pipe hanger is a device that we created to help us hands off for a second while I create a punty. The punty is basically what we're transferring onto. And I just need a little dollop of glass on the tip here. Don't need a lot. The bigger your item, the bigger your punty. Most part shapes itself. You don't really need to do much. So now we're gonna put that in the pipe warmer. Of course, this has gotten cold, so I gotta reheat this. So my pipe warmer is keeping my punty hot while I reheat this for a second, so that way when we transfer, it doesn't break. So now we're gonna do our transfer. A little tricky by yourself, but totally doable. Our bench has a slight lean, so I kind of like that because it helps me find center. See how it just rolls on its own? So I'll actually set it up here, let it roll while I get my pipe, and then I'm gonna come over and do the same thing again. Let it roll, and then this kind of helps me look for center. I have a harder time, I feel like, looking for center sometimes, so watching it spin kind of helps my eyes direct me to the center of this piece. So now I've got it hooked up, right? A little bit of water on here. We're gonna do water on each side. Little drop, flip again, tap off. And then I'm gonna come over here and grab the pipe, get rid of this. It's opened itself up, right? This is where we're gonna open it. So we're gonna back to the hole, heating the top portion mainly. Here in a second, I am gonna flash it because it's been out for a while. And again, when I say flash, when you hear me say flashing it, that means a quick heat, 3 to 5 seconds. So again, flash now, 3 to 5 seconds. And then back out to the lip for 20 to 30 seconds. And then flash again, and so on throughout the course of the piece. You never want to have that section of this piece go below 900 degrees. Of course, I want to really get the top hot, so I have to regulate my heat in 2 areas of this piece. The top part has to be super hot, and the bottom has to be warm, but not malleable. So there's a lot of heat management in glass blowing. So I got it started a little bit. And again, typically I'll have a partner paddling the top as I'm opening, but I'll do that simultaneously with the back of my jacks. So now you can kind of see it start to open into a little wine glass. We're gonna do that one more time, open it a little bit more. All right. One more time, open this up a little bit more. There we go, that looks pretty good. I like that. Looks pretty sweet. So, that's basically it in a nutshell. Quick heat. And then I'm gonna tap it off in our vermiculite tray. So to separate this, I've seen people just tap with a cold item. Sometimes we use a little bit of water. It just depends on who you are and what you got going on. And of course, I like to smooth out that sharp spot real quick, like this. And there it is. Remember, come check us out on our next video.